Welcome back to News Insight. Obi denies involvement in June 12. He said he was not part of the struggle. He only voted, and he voted for Chief MKO Abiola. And thereafter, he moved to the UK with his family, which he has run businesses until he came back. So why were they dragging him into June 12 involvement? Okay.
Obi made it clear that he voted for Abiola, and he wasn't part of Association for Better Nigeria that was
ABN.
ABN that was convened by Aton Zeribe. Aton Zeribe was very, very close to Babangida. They are really, really close pals. So, and a lot of people alleged us at that time that ABN was instrumental to the annulment, or at least they aided or supported. You know, Babangida's kind of military rule was this type that has a civilian support.
Infusion.
He infused civilian kind of architecture.
Trying to make it look democratic.
Trying to make it look democratic and trying to make it look gentle on the people.
Yes.
So he has these friends and leagues of people across the nation that are civilians themselves with different crops of names that he was funding an association. So people felt Tozoribe being probably an Igbo man, that he might have undertone of having people like Peter Obi as the foot soldiers then, which Peter Obi denied that even physically he was not in Nigeria. That Peter Obi made it clear that he was even closer to Dr. Chuba or Kadibo
than
Ato Zeribe and co. You know, that he has never really worked for government.
But in reality, we never saw his name come up any place.
Yeah, and after that, he was also unknown. He was also unknown until he became a governor. After all, when he served for 4 months under Abacha's port decongestion committee, which was necessitated by his own right of petition. You know, we didn't know about that. So if that had gone, if everything had gone on the tender, we wouldn't know. So he came online light when he became a governor. But I put it clear to everybody, for the purpose of informing us better, if you think you have evidence to show that P2B was involved with APN activities, which was headed by Senator Aton Zeribe, you can bring it to the public.
Eli, Peter Obi's involvement, he says he was not part of the struggle. Is it really? Okay, maybe we'll come back to that. We'll come back to Aton Zeribe much later, because nothing was said about Aton Zeribe in Abibi's. We have not read the whole book, but there's nothing on the limelight to show, that
he was a party
to the annulment, because they said that they were obeying court orders.
Yes.
Well, let's leave that one for now. We'll visit that
as we all
later.
know.
Yes.
James Adichie wrote a book and titled it that a golden fish have no hiding place.
Okay.
You know, the case of Peter Obi, like we've just discussed here, even though I was much younger then, I never heard anything about Peter Obi. Peter Obi actually became a bit much more popular when he became governor of Anambra State, doing it better than it had always been in the case of Anambra. And like he has said, I see him to be a man of integrity, level of integrity, that if he was involved in any way, he would have come out to clarify that this was my involvement. So I think the opposition are actually looking for any way to drag his name into anything that will anger Nigerians. And if you want to believe me, the issue of June 12 is something that everybody, those that were directly and indirectly involved, are not happy about, because we know it's something that has put us in the situation where we are today. But there's this feeling that if the June 12 was allowed to be, as we all voted for that victory, we might have a better nation. And then Peter Obi has come up, and it was really felt that he was not going to make any impact. He made beyond people's expectation. And so there's the fear of tomorrow. So what will you do for that man you think could, in football field, a player that is too dangerous those days are always usually targeted to be taken out by injuring them. So I think they are dragging Peter Obi here and there to see if they can pull him down, for people to begin to say, okay, so he contributed to the June 12 problem. So I think it's just so, like he has rightly said, let them bring evidence. You say so, let them bring evidence.
So Peter Obi has clearly come out, his spokesman came out and talked about how there's a precedent, or there's a way of how his movement was. Went to the UK, was a successful entrepreneur, came back to Nigeria, contested the election and won, and also governed the state very well, and left more than 30 billion naira.
I wasn't owing anybody.
I wasn't owing
no
anybody.
Service providers, no pensioner was being owed, no staff was being owed, no contractors was being
and
owed.
he said he has not gone back to the state to collect anything from the state.
You know, why people were trying to evaluate his statement about Nigeria being better under IBB than now, they are also trying to find a way of linking him, whether he has any affinity
with IBB.
With IBB. You know, it happens in the political space.
He's there.
He's there. So, and Obi being seen as today as an epitome of political sanctity in the eyes of ordinary Nigerian, there is no way to get at him than to taint his image or show people that Obi is not who he is in some form. But oftentimes these things don't work.
In fact,
they don't
work. Sell him more.
It sells the person the more, and the establishment tend to not learn lesson. I would encourage the establishment or their foot soldiers, as it is now, to concentrate on giving good governance if you're in a position of governance, to concentrate on making Nigeria more peaceful if you're in a place where you can contribute to Nigeria, rather than looking for something you do not have evidence of to taint another person's image. You know, they are a little bit lucky that Obi do not have that kind of idea of also using police to arrest somebody for libel and keep the person in Ekiti prison. so that's what they also.
His own should have been Anambra. When he's more powerful.
So I think we should focus on working, contributing towards the development of Nigeria. Anybody.
Obi, I did a little analysis between yesterday, and I saw that the people resonate with Obi. I mean, so much. There's this story we did here. I mean, you could see people's comment. The people look at Obi as if he's the last hope for Nigeria. And now they are on the prowl to make sure that he doesn't have a good image. But does it work?
It would have worked if all of us are blind. You know, those days, like I've mentioned several times, people don't just let them be. Because we had easy food, security wasn't a serious threat, and Nigerians were very easygoing people. But as it stands now, everybody's interested in who is governing him or her. So the case of things being done the usual way is no longer there. As it stands, like he has rightly advised, they should try to do more to improve
the well-being and welfare,
and so that they can sell themselves rather than trying to be going after Obi. The more they bring Obi matter up, the more people see good things about him. But of course, it's not the only better Nigeria. I am here. I can do good and better than him. We have additional.
No, certainly we have alternatives. Let me be clear. We have nothing less than, let me just be very conservative, 1,000 Nigerians that can lead Nigeria.
But let me tell you something. There's this adage that says evil prevails in a society when good men fold their hands and do nothing.
That's right.
A lot of the good men will not come out. Why is this?
You see, people do not believe that it's only what you really fight for that you can get. A lot of people, let me tell you, even the people that came out for election, some youth protested in Abuja. I saw them. PDP, give us Obi. PDP, give us Obi. PDP, give us Obi during the primary. Yeah. After that protest, Obi saw that PDP might not give
him
Obi
primaries.
PDP. It took effort. It took a lot of effort from Nigeria for Obi to agree to run. We happened to, I won't use the word run it, I happened to see him at the Abuja departure airport prior to that election. We were trying to fly to Asaba. Everybody there were shouting, Obi, run. You are not the one running. We are the one running with you. So it even took a lot of those courage for Obi to run. Now, after Obi has run, Remember, Kenneth Okonkwo left to be believing Obi did not fight sufficiently for the counting. So even the Obi that we are giving credit, if Obi has some of these deficiencies of needing encouragement to run and running, not being able to monitor the counting and doing all that, it is not easy for people to come out. One thing you have to know is this: a man that wants to come out today to run for a president of Nigeria is obviously not a man that is hungry before.
Yes.
It's not a man who is at somewhere local construction site looking to be engaged for labor.
Yeah.
The man must have been comfortable to some extent.
Yes.
So you weigh your personal comfort,
Financial,
everything,
intelligence,
and troubles that might
sacrifice.
come.
Exactly. And sacrifice.
And the sacrifice. So it's not easy for everybody. That is why you see people, you see it happen like that. And particularly when our polity is so tough.
Tough, yes.
We don't play by the rules.
No.
If we play by the rules today, you will see people come out. But unfortunately,
corruption.
you have to fight for it. That's why I encourage people who have to fight for it. It's like Japan now. When you jump out abroad, the place is already arranged. You also face the arrangement. But you want people to fight for you so that you come back.
Your last stick. Obi has come out to say, I wasn't involved in that struggle. Not on this side, not on this side. I had a flair with Abiola, and somehow I was a student of Chuba Okadigbo, but I wasn't directly involved.
He has said it, we've had, and like we've said, the people in power today should try and see how they can better the life of the
people.
Rather than trying every means to be looking for how to dent people that have integrity, whom they presume could be a threat to their re-election.
So for all those, maybe my last thing, for all those who intend to run, for all those who wants to see Nigeria become good, Nigeria is worth fighting for. Nigeria is actually worth dying for. Nigeria is worth sacrificing for until we come out and contest. If you don't do it, this evil will continue.
Certainly.
Wow. Great take. Nigeria is worth fighting for. Nigeria is worth dying for. Some people died for America. Some people died for Great Britain. That's why they are who they are today.
That's right.
Well, we'll leave it at that, but we'll keep following this trend on the news of his involvement in June 12. We'll be right back on News Insights.